In this video, I'm gonna show you how to advertise your e-commerce business using Pinterest. And Pinterest is a great platform for e-commerce businesses. I'm not gonna give away too much because I talk a lot about why it's so great for e-commerce businesses in this video right here. The video you're about to watch is actually an excerpt from my new course, the 25K e-commerce profit plan. And that's a complete e-commerce course that teaches you how to go from an idea all the way to having a successful, profitable e-commerce business. If you want to find out more about the 25K e-commerce profit plan, you can click up here. But now let's get into this video, which once again is one of the lessons from the course. In this lesson, I'm going to tell you about Pinterest and tell you some of the tips and tricks on how to use Pinterest for your e-commerce business. And Pinterest has done very well for me. I really enjoy the platform. I don't enjoy the platform personally, but for my business, I think it's done pretty well. And we'll talk about some of the reasons why it does so well for products in this lesson. So one of the first things you need to know about Pinterest is that it's mostly dominated by women. It's women in the 20 to 55-year-old range. There is some men on there, and I'm sure a lot of marketers will disagree with me and say that, there's becoming more and more men on Pinterest. I don't agree with that. I don't plan on personally using Pinterest anytime soon. I can see why it has some appeal to men as well, but if your demographic's women, this really is the platform for you. It's also it is great for products as well. So I will say for men, maybe some hair care or beard care or stuff like that type products might do well, or products that are for men that women would buy for their husbands, such as like a barbecue, things like that also might do well. But it is great for products, and the reason it's great for products is people pin things on boards. So if you don't know, let me give a brief explanation of what Pinterest is. People pin things on boards, and you might do a board such as my sister's about to get married, so she has a wedding board. She has a board that's like cool ideas for the wedding, and she pins different ideas that she has for her wedding on this board. With our business Be Dancewear, we have dance costume DIY ideas, and we post like little pins. We post images on this board, that's what a pin is, of different ideas that could be dance costume DIY ideas. We also do dance costume DIY tutorials. I'll show you later in this video specifically what we do for marketing and why we're doing so well and why I think it's a good platform for us. But like I just said, it is very good for DIY. So if you have a product that has some kind of DIY component, or if you can use your products to do some kind of DIY task, Pinterest is for you. So with my website, we sell dance clothing. We don't sell anything related to DIY, but what we do sell is the pieces that you can then go use for DIY. So what we're doing with our pins is showing people, hey, take our briefs and our sports bra and connect the sash with them or add feathers or whatever. You can also use it to get email signups. So I'm going to show you the step-by-step on how I do this later in this lesson, but a lot of the marketers that I know that are having a lot of success with Pinterest, it's because they use their pins to generate leads to their website and then get email signups. So the other thing to keep in mind with pins on Pinterest is that if you click on them, it'll bring you to the page that they were pinned from, and you can set this page manually. So I might upload a picture of one of my products, let's say a picture of my dance shorts in action, and then for the link, I'll have it go back to that product page so people can buy it right away. So that's how Pinterest works. But here are some of the best practices when it comes to Pinterest. So longer pins do well. You don't want wide things, because the way that Pinterest works is that it shows lengthwise, it'll cut it off if it's widthwise. So if you have a long pin, it'll take up more real estate, it'll grab more attention, and people read like down like that. So I'll show you an example of this in just a second. Make sure in SEO the pin description. So Pinterest does have, and what I mean by SEO is I mean use keywords, things of that nature. Pinterest does have a search function. So with my pins, I might type in dance costume DIY and then whatever it is that describes it in the description. A lot of people forget about this component of it. Don't do that. Put a lot of work into the SEOing of your pins, especially within the description. You also need to make the images visually appealing. A lot of people I've seen put very poor quality images. It's worth spending a little extra time, or if you need to, a little extra money on putting higher quality images on Pinterest. People on Pinterest are used to getting a certain quality of image. So if you have a low quality image, they're going to kind of ding you for that. They're not going to take you as seriously. So that is another one of the best practices I have. So let me give you an example. This is one of my Pinterest boards. This is the board I talked about before, the DIY dance costume how-tos. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of different pins of the different pins that we have. And these are all different DIY ideas. So the way that I set it up, and I'm not saying this is perfect, but this is what I've seen other people do as well, is I have the finished product on the top, so it'll grab people's attention, and then I have the step-by-step. So this is what it would actually look like. As you can see here, on the top, we have the finished product, and then we go down step by step. I do finished products, supplies, step 1, step 2, step 3, and at the bottom it says click here if you want to watch the full video. So what happens if someone clicks there? Well, they go to my website and they see this landing page. They can see the video in the middle, as you can see here. They see the video right there, and then at the top, if they want to sign up, and my email capture is actually not that great. I'm going to work on doing a better email capture in the near future. But I just wanted to put up something temporarily. So I said, get your dance costume DIY guide. It's free. What I'm going to do to change it probably is get your free 116-page DIY dance costume guide. I think that sounds a little bit better than the current title I have here. But what's cool is they can watch the video, and that'll actually get them spending more time on my website. It'll get them interacting. But right above there, I have all our different stuff. So if they want to, they can poke around. Really, I'm probably not doing this perfect. I probably should do more of an emphasis on email or more of an emphasis on getting them looking at other DIY ideas and then eventually upselling them to buying one of my products. But that's okay. For right now, I just wanted to get something up, and this is what I have. The point of the story I want to really emphasize, though, is they go from a pin to somewhere, they go to my website, they go from a pin to my website where they can then sign up for an email capture. So there's also something I want to talk about, just touch on briefly here, and it's called rich pins. And there's a lot of different rich pins. I'm not going to get into all of them right here, but rich pins are pins that also have some kind of a data component. In this case, with products, you can actually put the price. As you can see on the bottom, I have the price, and it makes it a little bit easier for people to buy them. So you might want to consider doing rich pins for your product. And I believe Shopify has an integration with Pinterest, so you can post your products right up on Pinterest as rich pins. So that's it for Pinterest, guys. I really do believe that if you have a overlapping demographic with Pinterest for your products, it's worth getting on there and starting to market your products. If you like this video, then you're gonna love my new e-commerce course, the 25K e-commerce profit plan. In it, I teach you the strategies and techniques that I actually use to build my own successful e-commerce business. We talk about how to set up a website, an e-commerce site that actually makes sales. Then we talk about how to get traffic to that site. And ultimately, I give you the tips and techniques on how to make it be as profitable as possible. We talk about things such as SEO, Google Analytics, everything you've heard about, AdWords. It's all in there. This is really pretty much everything I know about e-commerce. I put in this one course. I was tired of people asking me, how do I get traffic to my website, or how do I build an e-commerce site? And I wanted to just bundle it all up in one course. When you buy the course, you'll get free lifetime access to my private Facebook group. And on top of that, for the first 100 people that buy the course, I'll give you a free one-on-one 30-minute consultation. You can go to effectiveecommerce.com or click up here now to buy the course and make sure that you get one of the free 30-minute one-on-one consultation sessions.